Guys, welcome to example 3. So we are going to solve this polynomial x cubed plus 2x squared minus 5x minus 6 equals 0. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to check our 3 checks. Our first check, you need to check if your polynomial is equal to 0. And tick, it is. Next one, you're going to check if it's factorized. And obviously you can see it's not in brackets, so it's not factorized. So we have to do that. Now, last lesson, I told you guys that we're going to start from 1 minus 1, 2 minus 2, 3 minus 3, and so on. I'm going to show you guys a trick. So the trick is we look at the last term, which is a constant. For the constant, what are the factors of 6? Yeah? So we know for factors of 6, it's 1, 2, 3, and 6. Because 2 times 3 is 6 and 1 times 6 is 6. So when you're testing or trialing and error your factors, you're going to substitute in positive or minus 1, positive or minus 2, positive or minus 3, or positive or minus 6. So we'll skip 4 and 5 if it doesn't work. So let's give it a go. Let your polynomial px equal to x cubed plus 2x squared minus 5x minus 6. So we're going to let x equal to positive 1. So p1 equals to 1 cubed plus 2 bracket 1 squared minus 5 times 1 minus 6. Chuck it all into your calculator. You should end up with minus 8. And that is obviously not 0, so it is not a factor. Let's try the next one. Let x equals to minus 1. So we're going to substitute x as minus 1. All of your x values are going to change to minus 1. So minus 1 cubed plus 2 times minus 1 squared minus 5 times minus 1 minus 6. Chuck it all into your calculator. You should end up with a 0. That means x equals minus 1 is a factor. So we write it in brackets. X plus 1 is a factor. Now, it's not completely factorized yet. We only found one factor of this polynomial here. So to find the rest of the factors, we would have to do long division. So technically, this was our first step. We need to find a factor. Okay. Our second step is to do long division. So second step, long division. Okay, so to do long division, we're going to have x plus 1 as our factor. We're going to have our polynomial inside, which is going to be x cubed plus 2x squared minus 5x minus 6. First things first, you need to check if the powers are all in descending order, which they are because they are 3, 2, 1. Let's go ahead and start our long division. So this times x has to give you x cubed. So we know x squared times x gives you x cubed because it's going to get rid of it when we subtract. X squared times 1 gives you positive x squared. We're going to subtract it to find the remainder. So we know x cubed minus x cubed gives you nothing. We know that positive x squared minus x squared gives you 1x squared. Going to bring down the next term, which is minus 5x. Same gist. Something times x has to give you x squared. So we know positive x times x gives you x squared. Positive x times 1 gives you positive x. Subtract it to find the remainder. So we know x squared minus x squared gives you nothing. Minus 5x minus x gives you minus 6x. We're going to bring down our next term, which is minus 6. So again, something times x has to give you minus 6x. We know minus 6 times x gives you minus 6x. Minus 6 times 1 gives you minus 6. Subtract it to find the remainder. We know it is 0. So therefore, the polynomial is consist of this times this. Let's rewrite it. Therefore, px is x plus 1, x squared plus x minus 6. Now, that's not completely factorized yet because we still have this massive bracket here. Yeah? So step number 3 is to further factorize. Alright, so further factorize. So we want to write this down here. Alright. Oops. Cut that out. Copy. Alright. My box is still there. Okay, so to further factorize this, I'm going to let this equal to 0. This one here, we can do 2 brackets. What 2 terms times together to give you x squared? X times x gives you x squared. What 2 factors multiply to give you minus 6, but when you add them, it gives you a positive 1. So we know 3 times 2 gives you 6. You want a positive 1. So positive 3 minus 2 gives you positive 1. So if I was to rewrite my factorized form, x plus 1 bracket x plus 3, x minus 2 equals 0. Okay, so this here is the factorized form of the polynomial. Now let's solve for x. Yeah, so to solve for x, that would be step number 4. Solve for x, and that means we are doing the null factor. Yeah, so this here, x plus 1 equals to 0, just like our previous example. X plus 3 equals to 0, x minus 2 equals to 0. Just remember, they can have or in between. So x equals to minus 1, x equals to minus 3, x equals to 2. Therefore, to conclude your answer, x can be minus 1 or minus 3 or 2. Thank you guys. That's it for today.